T-minus 1 minute.
What? More juice for the gyro. Like the juice.
T-minus 50 seconds.
At the point where we're at, it is a lot easier for new people to get up to speed really quick.
T-minus 40 seconds.
Let's go. That's a W. That's E1. That's E1. That's a W. How many people want to eat a W tonight?
T-minus 30 seconds.
Rick Hill taking over our camera. I think there may be a penalty for excessive celebration, but you know what? I'm going to let that one slide.
T-minus 20 seconds.
That's what I'm talking about. Now y'all some fun.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
Take a deep
4,
breath.
3,
This is it right
2,
here.
1, 0.
What's up? Welcome back to the Football Card Quest. I'm your host, Andy Kaysen. I am riding solo tonight. Steve has decided to take a little break from the freezing cold winter of northern Illinois down to South Florida. So he's actually on the road tonight. We're riding solo, but we have got a lot to get to, guys. Super wild card weekend is ahead of us, and I've got some very important PSAs for you guys. PSAs, not the grading company, although we will be looking at plenty of PSA 10s tonight. Not the grading company. Public service announcements. I've got some players that you absolutely need to have listed right now heading into this weekend to sell before this weekend's game unfold, okay? Because this may be the highest profit margin you will realize on these players for the rest of time. It's that serious, guys. I'm not kidding you, all right? So stay tuned for that. We got a lot to get to. We're going to be doing some live Underdog Mitten 5. There's $35K on the line if we get these playoff best ball teams right. And I've got some advanced strategy, some analysis that I've done. I pulled, extracted the best strategies from sources around the internet so we can potentially take down that 35K, or somebody out there on the quest take down that 35K. We've got some pick'ems for this weekend. And of course, we've got plenty of live eBay sniping we're going to get to, comping, the whole 9 yards. Let's dig in. Mitten 5. Let's go, Derek. Let's go. Let's go, Jets. Chad. Howitzer is offline tonight. He's probably in an airplane right now, flying down to South Florida, where it is only slightly warmer. No, it's actually a lot warmer, but it still feels cold to me as a Floridian because I just have warm blood as a lifelong Floridian. Appreciate that 5154 Productions Mitten. Let's go. So let's dig in, guys. So the first matchup is on Saturday afternoon. All right. New York Giants at the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota is on paper a favorite. Actually, wait, that's Saturday night. I'm getting ahead of myself here on my notes. No, I wanted to talk about the Seahawks at the 49ers first, because you got to project for who's going to make it to the next round, right? We look at the Seahawks at the 49ers. The 49ers are almost 10-point favorites in this game to make it to the next round. And we've got to be planning for this. So first and foremost, we got to look and see what Brock Purdy's doing. I had an auction I was watching here right before the live stream started. This auction literally ended right as the live stream started. All right, and we're going to look at that. We're going to look at, because there's some serious, guys, I do not want you guys to make this mistake. If you're new to football cards, please watch this next 3 minutes before you go and buy a Brock Purdy card, okay? I know you want to get in on some Brock Purdy. I know San Francisco has one of the best defenses in the league. You look at that run defense at second in yards allowed per carry. Look at that passing defense at 5th in defensive DVOA and 10th in yards allowed per pass. Geno Smith has definitely cooled off over the second half of the season. He's got to get hot in this game with DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, and Kenneth Walker III. He's up there for defensive, or not defensive, listen to me, offensive rookie of the year. They've got to get hot against this San Fran defense, which is elite, because chances are their passing defense is not going to be able to stop Brock Purdy unless he absolutely chokes in his first playoff appearance. He's now 6-0 as Mr. Irrelevant starter for the 49ers. And George Kittle is absolutely having the career games of his life right now. 7 touchdowns in the last 5 games. All right, so when you're looking at Brock Purdy cards, don't buy this card. All right, you see this auction ending right here Saturday at 11:35 a.m. Already has 32 bids at $386. Guys, this card, it's cool maybe for your collection if you want to pay $400, but this card is not going to be worth anything in the long run. This is pure collectible. This is not manufactured by any reputable manufacturing company. This is a guy with some Photoshop skills, with some actually arts and crafts skills. You go to the back of this card, you see this right here. Congratulations. This is a Brock Purdy material card art. It is for sentimental purposes only and not factory made. The jersey piece is from a jersey bought in a retail store. Please enjoy your handmade card. So if you like handmade cards, you want something cool for your collection, you got to have it, then buy this. But this is made to look like a National Treasures horizontal RPA, stands for rookie patch. Well, no auto, so just a patch card. But don't fall for that, guys. That is not an authentic card that's going to hold long-term value. Neither is where to go. I had another one up. Maybe it's under just Brock Purdy for sale. Okay. Yeah, it's just under right here for Brock Purdy for sale. If you type in 2022 Brock Purdy, the first 3 listings that are going to come up are all custom-made cards that are not from any reputable manufacturer. These are not going to be worth any money long-term. $57.99. This guy has his own grading company. So, hey, these guys are entrepreneurs. They're creative. I'm not going to take anything away from that, because if somebody does buy this card, then, hey, I mean, this guy is actually putting it right up here. Manufacturer, unbranded. That means not going to hold long-term value, right? Features, promo. He does highlight this stuff. He puts this in the listing. The reason why he's got these in custom slabs that he makes at his house is because it's probably just a card printed on some card stock, right? So, yeah, the guy's got some Photoshop skills. He's made it look pretty cool here. But, guys, I cannot stress this enough. Do not buy these cards. If you want to get a Brock Purdy card, get the Mosaic. Right now, this is the hottest card out for Brock Purdy. You can see the sold transactions today. Auction just ended for $143.51, but this was not the one I was looking at. It was actually, let's see, let's get out of this. Let's see if I can find it. No, not that one. Oh, it must have been this one that ended for $46. So this is the first thing that I'm going to show you guys that is a deal I found on here already. If it's not sold yet, all right. So you can see these auctions today going for Brock Purdy, base Mosaic cards around $40 to $50. This auction just ended for $46. That must have been the one I was watching. Let me refresh this and see if it has an even more recent one. Okay, all right, that was the one I was watching. This one ended literally right at the live stream, ended for $39, and then you had this autograph one end for almost $550, which I could argue that the odds of San Francisco making it to the championship game against the Eagles are actually pretty good. When you look at the statistics and how they do the seeding in the playoffs, the odds of San Francisco making it to the championship game are pretty good. And these cards would go up in value. This one just ended for $40 in an auction. I would say that the market is not going to be at its peak tonight. It's going to be at its peak on Saturday when that game is actually going down this weekend, right? So if we exit out of sold listings, boom, right on the top, I find a brand new listing from a guy that's got 404 feedback, 99.7%. Right off the bat, I've got a snipe for you guys. I feel very confident that if you're brand new to the hobby and you have $40 on you 45, maybe close to 50 plus tax, you'll at least make $10 to $20 profit on this card. It's a very plus EV play. It's not a card that's going to probably net you 200-300% profit, but it may if San Francisco makes it to the championship game. It's hard to say what these could go up to because the supply could disappear like that, but also there is new supply entering eBay every single day for this product because it's hitting retail shelves. It's being broken by major box breakers. So hobby box breakers, this card is coming out of that, right? It's coming out of retail boxes at the store. Obviously, it's not going to have nearly as high of a print run as a guy like Kenny Pickett or any of the first-round rookies like your Garrett Wilsons or your Chris Olaves or your Treylon Burks or any of those guys. Those guys are going to have a higher print run. I really don't think that Panini had time to go back and tell the manufacturers to increase the print run on Brock Purdy because of the time it takes to manufacture these cards. Now, they may be doing it right now and including it in the later boxes that come out from Mosaic if they're still, being released to distributors and stuff like that. So there may be some of that going on. But if the 49ers do advance, this one right here, getting that 40, right, it's not getting it where I would ideally say, hey, it's a Joe Burrow, it's Justin Herbert. I want you to get this base Mosaic card for like $10 to $15 to maximize your upside. Top. $10 to $15 on a base Mosaic for Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert. Tops. Raw, right? Graded, maybe PSA 10 up to $30, $40. But for Brock Purdy, the guy's only got 100-something rookie cards. This is absolutely smashed by. So that's my first public service announcement for tonight. What's up, Bob Graff? Todd, 449, man. It's so good to see you, dude. 49er fan in the house. Look at that Steve Young pick. Could be the next Picasso. Yeah. Well, you've got to find the right person, right? How many people are going to view that card as the next Picasso? And probably not a whole lot, man. Probably not a whole lot. 55154 Productions went to ISU, Iowa State. That's where Brock Purdy went. And my brother was neighbors with them for 13 years. Get out of here, man. Yeah, I'm here for you auto pickers tonight. I'm here for you guys. We're going to get in some mitten on Underdog Fantasy in just a few. So the focal point of the 49ers, their path to victory here is going to be that 49ers run game, baby. That's led by none other than Christian McCaffrey, acquired in a trade. Now, have his cards eclipse that of what they were at the time of the trade? I would say no, that was a little bit higher at the time of the trade. That was one of the biggest trades of the actual regular season. Actually, it was the biggest trade of the regular season. So I would say no, but he is going to be a focal point of this offense. He has made a transition very seamless for Brock Purdy, and he is also, Kyle Shanahan's bread and butter, for lack of better terms. And what I want to share with you guys here is the difference in photo quality. This is, believe it or not, the exact same card. This is the exact same card. Let me know what you guys think about the lights too, by the way. I'm gonna change up the settings. We'll change up the change some red for some 49ers red there. Christian McCaffrey rookie prism here from 2017. This is the same exact card, guys. Same exact card. But one person used good lighting right here. Got that silver prism reflecting, refracting. One person used no lighting. This is just like natural light or no light. And I'm telling you guys right now, and I would love to hear your comments in the chat here. This is like a big difference in terms of aesthetics, in terms of eye appeal. You definitely are going to get more looks, more offers on this bad boy right here. He'll have a much easier time selling that card for $42. Now let's pop over to Christian McCaffrey's graded card market. So that was another PSA, right? I want you guys to make sure that you are using proper lighting. Don't shine lights right on top of cards. I told people this before. You see that light? It blinds people right in the face. It's going to create a massive reflection right on the surface of the card. You want to have it shining on top of the card. This is the card. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. You want to have it like that, baby. You want to have it like that. You want to have it on top of the card, shining across the card. But look at Christian McCaffrey's graded card market. The base Donruss, it's up a little bit. I'm curious to see what the pop report is on this. 481 PSA 10s, $65, $75 buy it now. But if we were to zoom out, let's zoom out. It's not a high pop report on his base Donruss from 2017. It's not like Patrick Mahomes here, or probably even Cooper Kupp at this point. So we've got, we got the peak going back to October 28, 269. That was confirmed transaction, at least 140, 150. So you could see what that news actually did for his cards. That has some learning lessons, some takeaways in it of itself. The optic from Christian McCaffrey actually has almost twice as many PSA 10s with 915 nines as well. How many nines does his, wow, look at the gem rate on this base Donruss. So what you're able to learn from this is that, man, it's really hard to get a PSA 10 from a 2017 base Donruss Christian McCaffrey. And that's because those cards are pretty thin. If you ever held one in your hand, it's a pretty thin card stock. There's a lot of corner and edge issues. And then you still have to deal with the same centering issues as optic. But this is on a much thicker chrome finish card. And you've got about a 50% chance of getting back a 10. If we zoom out to the 2-month time window, yeah, there's just this one, November 13th. We have more sales transactions on this. But let's zoom out to the 6-month window. There we go. There's that end of October spike. It basically spiked the same as the base Donruss around the news time, but you can see that it kind of sustained. There's just more volume for the card is more available. The base Prism, which comes silver out of the box. Let's zoom back to the 6-month window as well. So anyways, Christian McCaffrey is a plus EV play, but I'm not buying into him. He's a guy that's on my selling spectrum, right? If I had him, I'm selling him. I would argue that his spike from the news is still going to be higher unless they make it all the way to the big game. They got to make it to the Super Bowl, guys. Got to make it to the Super Bowl for a guy like Christian McCaffrey. For those reasons, the age, the role. The role is incredibly dynamic, but, the news itself was the biggest hype spike. The news right now for 49ers is like all about Brock Purdy, right? All about Brock Purdy. So who do you guys got in that game? I've got 49ers beating Seattle. They played twice earlier in the year. You had the you had Seattle get beat pretty bad. Was that week 15? So Geno's cooled off a lot. He's another guy that may never get to the same profit margin that he is right now. So I would absolutely say if you've got any Geno Smith, like look at your prices, look at what they're listed at, look at what you've got them going for, consider taking offers because, right, his cards, wow, like, so you've got a rookie ticket auto. If they did somehow upset the 49ers, you're absolutely going to see this card go up to $50, $60. And this card could surpass what it was earlier in the season when he was like front runner for MVP. Now, right now, I'm still going to say Geno Smith is going to be contender for comeback player of the year. What's up, Swamp Donkey? Jerry, how you doing, man? What's good? Got my Captain Ron's Wheat Ale tonight. Shout out to 26 Degree Brewing Company. No sponsor of the show, guys. We don't have any big sponsors. We got the Card Shop Live. Got a nice little partnership with those guys. The ultimate live streaming shopping experience. I got some Captain Ron Wheat Ale. We got a description in the link below. You guys can sign up for them. Get a nice little sponsorship with them going. Not bad. Not bad, a wheat ale. If you do sign up with them, they give you a $10 credit in your account using our link. You also get entered into a giveaway for February. So you definitely want to take part in that and actually sign up and get into like set up your payment and just don't say you have to buy anything, but get into one of the streams. It doesn't even like tell anybody that you're there. You like totally incognito. You could just check it out. It doesn't say like Instagram, oh, Andy just joined the live chat. And then I'm like, oh crap, now I got to talk to people and stuff. I just wanted to see what this guy was doing, kind of thing. No obligations, nothing like that. Trust me, I've been there. I know how that is. You get the notification, you accidentally click on it, then it tells somebody you're in the live stream in the chat and you were just trying to check it out, be incognito. But no, go check it out. And then Underdog Fantasy, we're going to talk about them in a little bit, but they are a ton of fun as well. So back to Geno Smith. I've got the 49ers in this game. It's also important to note you get Elijah Mitchell back. I'm not really investing in him because he struggled so much with injuries. And Jordan Mason put the hammer down against the Seahawks last time they played. Although I think Elijah Mitchell will have an expanded role in this game this weekend. He is he's going to be a closer for the 49ers alongside of Jordan Mason and maybe a couple carries for Tyrion Davis-Price. But that's pretty much it that we're looking at there. If you really wanted to double down and buy into somebody that's on a Hall of Fame track that has very few rookie cards, I would highly recommend you wait. But George Kittle is absolutely having the one of the best heaters of his entire career, and he's only got a couple dozen rookie cards. And these auctions are absolutely something to watch. Like at this point, I'm willing to get any George Kittle autograph card I can get. The guy is just so badass, right? George Kittle is the man. And if you're looking for his rookie cards, like you got to put the rookie ticket auto on your bucket list. That is the card, guys. That's the card, man. It's either that or the Phoenix, but that rookie ticket auto from George Kittle, so iconic. That's the card you want. All right. Later, Saturday afternoon, the Chargers at the Jaguars. And what's interesting is the Jaguars, as you can see, are 1.5 point favorites with 24.5 implied points from Vegas. Over under at 47.5. But the Jaguars should be favorites in this game. The Jaguars are playing at home. If you watched the game last weekend against the Tennessee Titans, Duval was lit, baby. They were absolutely lit, and there is a home field advantage. If the D line plays like they did last week, you've got injury questions in this game around Mike Williams for the Chargers, although it looks like he was going to play. There's also a bad taste. If you just look at total recency bias and look at how the Chargers played in Week 18, it's not good. Now, granted, Russell Wilson probably had the best game of his career in the final week of the not career, but season is what I meant to say. He had probably the best game from Russell Wilson last week, and the run game was gashing the Chargers up all over. But look at their run defense. It's been bad pretty much all season. 31st in yards allowed per carry, 28th overall in the league. The passing defense has been pretty good. You also get Joey Bosa back this week. That's important. You get Joey Bosa back this week. I think that the Jags are going to beat the Chargers. The Jags shut down Derrick Henry last week. I think there's, a good chance they can shut down Austin Eckler this week. I think they can also keep the passing game in check, and they're going to have that home field advantage. And I think that Trevor Lawrence and all of his dynamic weapons, even though he missed some throws, guys, if you guys watched the game last week, man, Trevor Lawrence missed some big throws. Wide open Zay Jones, right? He missed some big throws last weekend, but get a little bit more comfort coming into this week. Maybe not. It's definitely going to be a high pressure situation. First playoff appearance, all that kind of stuff. Home field. There's a lot of pressure on that young man, but I mean, he's a good quarterback. Like, he's been solid coming down the stretch here. Chargers do have more experience, and Justin Herbert has been clutch. This is a game that could very likely come down to a field goal, and I'm putting my money on the Jags here with the home field advantage. What say you guys? They're very aggressive, right? They're very aggressive. They have their weapons healthy. They also get Joey Bosa back, so this also frees up opportunities for Khalil Mack to get pressure on Trevor Lawrence. Now, I will say that the Jags have very good coaching, play calling, and they have ways to neutralize that pressure. You got very good weapons, so I think this is going to come down to which way does the ball bounce at the end, who gets that final drive, who is able to execute at the end. But I still think with all of the future markers you have for Trevor Lawrence, if you're buying him this week, may not be the best idea, right? You want to be on the selling end of Trevor Lawrence. I'd say you probably want to be on the selling end of Justin Herbert as well. Whenever I go and look at their graded values, like just to get a good idea. Like I had someone comment earlier on one of the videos I made from 2021 where I do talk a lot about base cards. If you're targeting base cards, it's very important for you guys to hunt the grade. Hunt the grade of the PSA 10. That grade on a base card, especially with the rated rookie logo, is still very desirable, still very popular, still going to sell a lot in the hobby. So, look at his optic. Look at these cards are his most popular graded cards sold in the past 30 days. Granted, his prism has a very, very low gem rate. Low. You don't even see it on like the top 15 because there's very few 10s. Very hard to get a 10. We talked about that. Something like this is wonderful. This green velocity from Trevor. You can see the percentage increases in his cards, man. They're up. So I think there's still potential. I would not blame you at all if you're buying Trevor Lawrence right now this week because of all the future years he's got ahead of him. On the flip side, Justin Herbert. I wouldn't blame you if you're comping him and you think him. Like this game is literally a toss-up. Literally a toss-up. I'd be very interested to get your opinion on who you guys think is going to make it through the divisional round in this game. It's going to come down to a field goal. But as you can see, the Herbert cards are nowhere near what the Joe Burrow cards are at. I mean, if you want to throw Joe Burrow up there, who has a very favorable matchup this weekend against the Baltimore Ravens, and Lamar Jackson's not healthy. Lamar Jackson is still not practicing, guys. That is a massive, massive difference maker for the Baltimore Ravens. Before Lamar Jackson was injured, the Baltimore Ravens were quietly balling out, putting up on average 28 points per week. Since then, they can barely put up 2 touchdowns. So we look at the Baltimore at Cincinnati game this weekend. Cincinnati is huge favorite. I mean, massive favorites, guys. So put these guys up to each other, and you can see the clear difference between Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert here. And if you want to look, right, that prism, almost 250 for Burrow, 170 for Herbert. But if Herbert gets through this round, you got to ask yourself, how much of that success from Herbert was baked into his values coming into the season? Will one playoff advancement get him back to the values of what he was coming into the season? And I would say it's going to be tough, man, compared to where they were at. $328 coming into the season, and now they're at $143. That's a pretty big jump you're asking for them to get through the divisional round. Now, if Trevor Lawrence gets through, wildcard round, if Trevor Lawrence gets through wildcard round, I think we see a little bit different reaction because he does have a year younger on Justin Herbert. He also has that number 1 overall pick draft capital. A little bit more of a fear of missing out, Cinderella story effect there for Trevor Lawrence. What's going on, Nicole? I believe my sister is in the chat. What's good? What is up? Cheers to you. Looks like you're shooting A bow and arrow there, man. Looking badass. Pretty cool picture. Chad says, dude, I just bought 6 Trevor prisms off eBay that look centered. 1 out of the 6 is centered. Holy crap. There you go, man. Chad is living proof that the gem rate of prisms is so hard. So hard. Bengals, yeah, I don't know if they're underrated. Ghost, you really think that they're underrated? I think they're appropriately rated, right? I'm very interested to see what we've got ending for Jamar Chase. Like, I'm just gonna jump straight to Jamar Chase. This guy has some of the best. Talk about shooting a bow, man. Jamar Chase can do it all. He's got some of the best hand-eye coordination that you'll not only see in the NFL, you will see in any sport that is played. Jamar Chase is an absolute phenom. Now, what cards am I looking for Jamar Chase? As a wide receiver, as first-round draft capital, as incredibly talented as he is, well, I'm also going to treat him the same way as some other 2021 rookies. I'm actually going to compare Jamar Chase to Trevor Lawrence because of the likelihood of Jamar Chase advancing in the playoffs compared to Trevor Lawrence. I think that, like we talked about, this game is a toss-up between the Chargers and the Jacksonville Jaguars. It really is, guys. I mean, it's going to be so close. In terms of popularity, Jamar Chase is right there. I mean, right there. I'm looking at his prism. I'm looking at his base donruss selling for just as much. Like, in terms of volume, 49 sales in the past month on Chase, 193 on Trevor. But if you compare that to Trevor's optic, much lower pop too, so it's hard, 42. So, I mean, all in all, 34. For a skill position player, he's doing really good in terms of demand. So I really want to compare him to Trevor Lawrence to get an idea of where he's at, to kind of make some decisions here. Ultimately, what I would love to get into is Jamar Chase's rookie autograph stuff, or something that's color match. It's got some scarcity to it. We have a PSA 10 gold hollow premium. It seems attractive. It's got that PSA 10 logo on it. But if I look at the trend, that's an 86.50 trend. And I have to ask myself, with a population of 690, does this really move the needle? And I can go back to coming into the season. Yeah, it would move the needle when it had a much lower population. And also at the same time, this is when the other major Prism Optic Selects were being submitted to PSA to be graded. So this was in a really interesting time where this was one of the flagship cards. And granted, it still is to a certain degree, but definitely not where it once was. And could it get to that former glory? It's going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough. We got to see what's out there in the market. Got to definitely see. There's so many cards printed for this young man. I think it's important to look and see what the chasm is between his autograph stuff. I would say, okay, so you're talking about the press proof premium. This card let's see what this one goes up to. This one's ending in 1 hour and 15. This is going to be up there with the rookie ticket auto. Holy crap. There you go. 16 minutes. This is a grail card right here. This card is numbered out of 21. If you guys notice, this is a 2001 rookie ticket auto retro. So this is going to be the same design that the Drew Brees rookie ticket auto from 01. I think, who else was drafted? Mike Vick, I think, was drafted that year. So this one is basically a grail card because it's also serial numbered out of 21. 03 out of 21. Look at the penmanship too, man. Look at the penmanship from Jamar Chase. Just so good, so good. Love it, love it, love it. Love how he puts the jersey number. Not many players put the jersey number there. Yeehaw, Ramrod. What's good, brother? We got to get some flashing, some strobing going. Let's change it up around here, man. We got a snipe alert on the Jamar Chase retro rookie ticket auto. Another snipe right there. 2 cards from DC Sports 87. Massive consignment. Look at the feedback. They're one of the biggest sellers on eBay. This is prime opportunity I kind of jumped forward to the Sunday game, but it's important to do that draft class comping, guys. Really important. This card just looks so sweet. These are going to be one of the most popular cards, too, because you're featuring an on-card autograph here. So he hard signed the card, plus you've got a serial number, right? Plus you've got the rated rookie logo and the thick card stock that we all know and love. So if you like that, make sure you hit that like button. All right, make sure you hit the like button on the live stream so the YouTube algorithm knows we're putting out good content, guys. Appreciate y'all. That one's ending in 4 days. I would say the optimal time for you guys to end your auction is going to be this weekend. This weekend, Bob likes Hayden Hurst. Bob is a sniper, man. I'll tell you guys straight up. We're gonna change this. We gotta change this some smooth vibes. It's too much smooth vibes. I like the smooth vibes. Bob is a sniper. He's going for those sleepers. Because Hayden Hurst is not at the top of my, hype index for tight ends. Travis Kelce is pretty much leaps and bounds higher than all tight ends on the hype index. Let me see where Hayden Hurst is at. Let's go to the wildcard week. All of these charts and graphs and images I put up in our Discord server, which is part of our patreon.com/membership. Let's see. Wildcard weekend tight end. Yeah, that's accidentally put running backs there. So disregard that. I was, rushing to do that. But, okay, I want you to look at the score here. 100 points right here on the metric. Travis Kelce is like at 113, right? Hayden Hurst is 5th on my list. Basically got TJ Hockenson. We haven't talked about Minnesota and New York yet this weekend. That's a big matchup. We know Wink Martindale is not going to bracket cover Justin Jefferson, which could lead to some interesting opportunities for TJ Hockenson and Justin Jefferson against New York's man coverage and blitz-heavy defensive scheme there, ran by Wink Martindale. But, so I digress. Let's look at Hayden Hurst. He's right here, though. I mean, Evan Ingram is now on the Jags, so you've got definitely some opportunity for there. You also saw Evan Ingram have that monster 3-4 touchdown game. Is it going to happen this weekend against the Chargers? Not likely, but certainly possible. Certainly possible. You have some pretty good defensive backs like Derwin James for the Chargers that are going to make a difference on Christian Kirk and Zay Jones. So very dynamic offense, though, and Travis Etienne is going to be heavily involved, so he's always a target, very young. Just kind of put him there with Trevor Lawrence in terms of if Trevor's hype is going up, there's a good chance that Etienne's hype is going up if he's healthy, if he's producing like he was last week against the Titans. Hayden Hurst is a sneaky play, man. Sneaky play, 5th there on my list. He's also got some cards. Like, he's actually got some product printed for him. He's got some draft capital. Guy was drafted at the end of the first round in 2018. So we want to look at 2018. I would absolutely say if you're looking for Hayden Hurst, guys, go straight for the kill. All right. I didn't mean to type in optic, but what I meant to type in was auto. You want that rookie auto, guys. You want that rookie auto. I'm totally cool. Like, that card is pretty nice. Now, it's going to have some edge and corner issues because of the Origins format, right? There's big issue with Origins and corner and edge damage. This picture is a little blurry, but you can see it right here. I mean, white corners, sticker auto, horizontal format. Those kind of detract from the value for me. Here's a gold, but that price point is a little too high for me, $125. Let me see what we got for auction ending soonest. I love the play on the Bengals. And as we talk about my strategy for taking down the mitten 5 or mitten 4 on Underdog, trying to get that 35K, you guys will see that the strategy, you absolutely have to pick teams that advance to the big game. Got to do it. I'm not seeing anything ending right now, unfortunately. So, yeah, you could plan ahead, though. You have a little week here. It's not like Daniel Jones, New York Giants, or you got your Kirk Cousins. Could the Giants upset the Vikings this weekend? Yeah, they absolutely could. We're just talking about them. If we fast forward to Sunday, looking at Justin Jefferson, do we have anything for Justin Jefferson? What are his values doing? Everybody wants a piece of Justin Jefferson. He put up over 100 yards and a touchdown last time against the Giants. So much different product. Red out of 99 at 40, no bids. Terrible picture. Guys they gotta take better pictures if they want to. It's all about the aesthetics. PSA 9 base card, not gonna cut it. Not gonna cut it for J Jets. Gonna be looking for something a little bit more scarce. Gonna be looking for something at a right price point. Base mosaic, yeah, it's gonna end for just a couple dollars. All right, now we're talking 9.5. 9.5 has a totally different perception than a 9 does. Am I right? Checkhurst prices. 9.5s are going to have a totally different perception. Now all of a sudden we got some silver finish. Now all of a sudden we've got a desirable grade in the 9.5. Black prisms, I would say, are pretty nice. I like it. I like it. They took out the background of the field, filled in with a black chrome design. You got silver prism and prism logo all over it. You currently got this at $30. Let's pull Justin Jefferson over here in the app. And if I didn't mention, just like the Hype Index, if you guys want unlimited access to this app, just go check it out over at patreon.com/footballcards. You will absolutely get way more value than what our membership fees are on a monthly basis. So minimal. In fact, our good friend Jaritos is making some massive updates to this web app. It's going to be so cool. We're going to be able to draft. We're going to be able to comp by draft class. We're going to be able to do some other aggregate data mining through this. That's going to be really exciting that I'm looking forward to. Constantly innovating this thing. The guy is an absolute genius. So I pulled up Justin Herbert, didn't I? There we go. Justin Jefferson. Plus, I just gave away a Lawrence Taylor rookie card earlier today and a Peyton Manning rookie card. Last month we gave away a Nick Chubb SGC 10 Prism. So we're also doing giveaways on a monthly basis. You get entered into that pool as well. So go check it out. It's in the description below, patreon.com/footballcards. Check out this Justin Jefferson Black Prism Silver. There's the Prism negative. Here's the Black Prism base PSA 10. Field level silver up to about 270. But what we could do, we could come over here, PSA 10. Let's go to SGC 9.5 and sort by that and see what we can find. Okay, here we go. Black Prism Silver, SGC 9.5. We're not going to pull in the pop from SGC because you have to actually log in. You can't automatically pull it with a software API like we can from PSA. It's just, publicly posted on there without having to log in and stuff, so you can immediately go pull it. So back in December 14th, we have a auction at $46.50. Not a whole lot of transactions on this card. $46.85. Buy it now. That was December 7th. You gotta love that difference between buy it now and auction. 50. Buy it now. 100. Okay. We got a little promise in this card, guys. We got an $85 to $100 ceiling. I'm liking that right there. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, guys. Oh, massive. Who are you guys talking about? Dalvin Cook? I immediately thought you were talking Justin Jefferson. So, yeah, Justin Jefferson should have a massive role, and so should TJ Hawkinson. I'm more bullish on T-Hawk and Justin Jefferson just in terms of EV or getting expected value in return. Justin Jefferson led the league in receiving yards this year, so I'm looking to capitalize on not only that, but I mean, this guy is in contention for receiving This guy's in contention for like offensive player of the year borderline, right? I mean, the guy's going to get probably an MVP vote. I mean, look at that, man. 1,809 receiving yards. So, yeah, I mean, I'm absolutely looking because you got to think about what a week Martindale is going to want to dial up against Kirk Cousins, right? You get Kirk Cousins under pressure. We don't know what we're going to get. Sometimes Kirk Cousins folds under pressure. Sometimes he lives up and executes in a clutch moment. But we know from week Martindale's past that he's absolutely going to be bringing the heat. I'm looking here at the injury report. The Giants are getting key components back to their defensive line this week. They're also got Xavier McKinney, their second-round safety draft pick. They got him back in week 17. I think they're also getting some other guys back on their defense. So the defense for New York is getting healthy at the right time. And this means that they're going to dial up the blitz. They're going to play some man coverage. And if they get to Kirk Cousins quick enough, he could, there could be some fumbles. There could be some strip sacks. The Giants could have short fields. Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley could execute. And between the ragtag group of Adarius Slayton, who actually they call him Big Play Slayton for no reason or not for any reason because, this guy can't execute. You've also got Richie James and Isaiah Hodgins, like guys you never heard of, but they are executing because you have Brian Daboll, one of the best coaches in the league, and the Giants know who they are. They have a serious identity on the field, and Daniel Jones could be forced in that situation where it's like a 3rd and long, and he's got to execute, and he has the ability to scramble and get that first down or that touchdown, or maybe we see a big play from Saquon. We haven't seen a big play from Saquon, it feels like, the entire second half of the season. And then you've also got Daniel Jones actually throwing the ball accurately. So this leads to not only a play for right now for Daniel Jones, but also looking at him as the Giants have a franchise tag. They're probably either going to place on Saquon Barkley or Daniel Jones. You have both those guys, facing free agency. So, franchise tag on one of them. We'll see. We'll see, man. Maybe it's whoever makes a bigger impact here in the playoffs. But you got to think that they're probably, I don't know. That's tough, man. What do you guys think? Now, that's another play. If you're totally fine with the cards you have listed right now, you're taking advantage of this playoff hype cycle, right? Selling cards. You should be buying cards for the draft hype cycle. Teams that are expected to spend some significant draft capital in wide receivers. There's going to be some big trades, some big storylines unfold throughout March, April, beginning of May, and then it'll be quiet until we get into training camps in August and things start really heating up again. And then you have September and you have the whole next season saga and so forth and so on. So understanding that, okay, Mac Jones has got another 10, 15 years in the league. Right. So there's a lot of draft capital there. There's a lot of interesting storylines. I'm not going there. I like somebody that's got a little bit more athleticism. I also like somebody that doesn't go for the low blows. I don't know what Mac Jones is getting into this second half of the season. Not a fan, man. Not a fan of the Mac attack. So let's check this out. Let's talk about, right? So you got my plays for Daniel Jones. It's not too late to get into him, right? You just found an opportunity for Justin Jefferson. If you think the Vikings are going to advance, then you go Kirk Cousins. I'm still telling you guys, this is the one spot where Kirk Cousins, if his values are going to actually go up significantly, it's going to be through the playoffs. It's going to be through wins, right? Even Matt Ryan, I went back to 2018. I think 2018 when Matt Ryan played and the Atlanta Falcons played the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Let's see. Falcons, Patriots, Super Bowl. Oh, 2023 Patriots Super Bowl. Is the Super Bowl being held in New England in 2023? Where? Why is Google messing with me? You know why? It's because it's not Google, man. I'm not using Google. I'm using Yahoo. What the hell, guys? This is what happens when you don't use Google. 2017. Dear God. Thank you. Thank you. What help you are, Derek? Where you at, man? Where you at, dude? Where's my Patriot fans in the house? I do. I think Kirk finally gets over the hump here because I went back to 2018. I looked at what happened to Matt Ryan's price. And this is even before there were 10s and 20s and 30s and 40s and 50s and probably hundreds of thousands more people in the hobby. This was back when, it was the Wild Wild West. Or I guess it's kind of the Wild Wild West now, but it was just a much smaller Wild Wild West. Before the gold rush. This is before the gold rush. You look at Kirk Cousins. And Matt Ryan's card spiked, man. I went back whenever they had data to go back to 2017, and I looked at Matt Ryan's cards, what they did in the Super Bowl that year against the Patriots. They absolutely spiked heading into the playoffs. The guy was already in his mid-30s. I mean, Kirk Cousins is at that point. I mean, and I think he's got a lot younger. You also have a lot more people in the hobby now, so the demand could spike more easily. I'm on SGC 9.5, so let's go back to PSA 10s here. Got some movement, guys. Got some movement. Not very many Prism PSA 10s. Not very many Topps Chrome X Fractors, only 47. But I like the way that chart's going. And obviously, if you just compare him to somebody who's just totally flamed out, and from talking to Carter, we don't really think that he's going to be able to bounce back from this season, is Russell Wilson. And we compare his cards to Kirk's. I think you got to be crazy not to buy into Kirk's. You still have a 310 Topps Chrome X Fractor Russ, and you got 140 Kirk. If they advance, they make it further, this goes up. There's no way, man. There's no way. Still buying. I've got a few Kirk Cousins Prisms. Like I don't necessarily feel compelled to spend several $100s like that. I remember getting this for $100. I think you can get some pretty interesting stock in Kirk Cousins. Like, I'm not saying to spend a large portion of your bankroll on Kirk Cousins. That's not what I would advocate, because he definitely doesn't check that box of being a young 20-something with the draft capital, right? So, yeah, if he gets to the big game, he's going to get there. I would just try and, maybe get you some little exposure, something that's color matched. Even look at his veteran card. Go look at 2018 National Treasures. Go look at 2018 Flawless. Go look at 2018 Vikings Kirk Cousins gear. Yeah, buddy. Let's go, Ramrod. Yeah, I've got a couple Cousins. I don't even think they're listed though. I gotta probably get mine listed. Yeah, boom. Look at that. Chad's got an epic Cousins collection. He is a Cousins truther. He likes that modern stuff because he's a Vikings fan, man. Chad living up in the cold, man. Look at him, dude. This dude's straight Viking right there. Chad got that Kirk Cousins up on his wall. He's got some beautiful dragon scales, zebras, SSPs, 30 to 50s. I mean, that's the thing. If you're a Vikings fan, you're going to be a fan of Kirk Cousins, especially if he gets you further into the playoffs. The guy, it's been clutch, man. He's been clutch except for these primetime games. So we'll see if he can show up this weekend and see if he can execute, because we know that Wink Martindale is going to be dialing up that blitz package for the New York Giants. So the other match, you have Miami at Buffalo. I don't even think we really have to talk about this. You can go ahead and kind of pencil Buffalo in as advancing to the next round. Tua, not going to play. He's not cleared by the doctors, guys. This is a big deal. Tua stock, so just it's in the tank, man. Not cleared to play in the playoffs. It's just, I know that's got to be such a massive disappointment for Tua investors around the country. Dolphins fans, they're now going to be forced to rely on their, their 7th round rookie, Skylar Thompson. Brock Purdy's playing better than Skylar Thompson. The Bills, they may have some injuries to their defense. DeMar Hamlin on the up and up, but you have no Von Miller. Von Miller, massive injury to the Bills where you want to bring that pressure on third down. Von Miller's your man. Guys I'm targeting for the playoffs are on I think if you got Tua right now, you got to hold them. Guys I'm targeting in the playoffs are on the Bills side. Absolutely want to target Bills players for the playoffs, guys. They are 10.5 point favorites in this game. I think you're crazy to think that the Dolphins are going to make it past wild card weekend. It's just no way. Don't see it, man. Don't see it. Not with Skylar Thompson. Not with the blueprint there. They're going to jam up Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle at the line of scrimmage, and they're going to get to Skylar Thompson. They're going to disrupt him, and the Bills are on that gas pedal on offense. Talking to my good friend Lenny Troop, who lives in Buffalo, diehard Bills Mafia. He knows this team inside and out. He thinks there's a reason why they've been holding James Cook off the film since I think it was when there was a monster blow-up game from James Cook. Let me look up the game log real quick. I want to get some exposure to this guy because somebody's got to step up. We know that Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen are good, right? So first things first, Josh Allen, get ahead of my skis here. If you can find Josh Allen, I do think there is some potential for his cards to go up, comparing the population of his cards between him and Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes, think about what had to happen for the Chiefs to win that game against the Bills last year, right? Just think about that, man. Would that happen again if it came down to it? Now, I know you guys are saying, but Cincinnati. All right. We're going to talk about Cincinnati, all right? There's some interesting intel about Cincinnati's offensive line that is not going to be there for them in the postseason. That concerns me. But overall, I digress for the moment. I want to talk about the Buffalo Bills and the players on their team. I do think they can advance deep. I am projecting them to make the Super Bowl, in fact, because I think they actually get through the Chiefs this year. I think without the Tyreek Hill, now granted, Patrick Mahomes is an absolute magician. He is a generational talent. Right now, he is the best quarterback in the NFL. When you look at his stats, when you look at the EPA, they are off the charts. He threw for 5,200 yards, 500 more passing yards than any other quarterback in the NFL. They have the highest EPA or expected points added per play in the NFL. Their offense is on another level, but the Bills are right there. They can execute at that level. We know Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs are good for it. Stephon Diggs is an interesting one because he also did not get drafted by the Bills. So you like Kirk Cousins. He's actually drafted by the Vikings. So you actually, when you're looking at 2022, when you're looking at 2015 Stephon Diggs, his rookie year, you absolutely want to have some exposure to this if you believe they're going to make it advance, which I absolutely 100% do. But I would say that this 2015 has some really goofy product. Prism is going to be the flagship. Look at all this oddball stuff. You know, whether it's like the Prestige they made that year or the Topps products. I'm not a big fan of the Topps products from 2015. They're like smooth finish, chrome finish cards. And yeah, they're up there, but there's not a whole lot of pop on his graded stuff. And this stuff is down from the beginning of the season. So I'm like, dude, from where they were at the beginning of the season, whenever they were red hot, scorching the NFL on fire, they have totally cooled back off in the past week or two. this blows my mind. Somebody got a deal here. Somebody got a deal here. Somebody absolutely got a deal here, because I 100% look at the buy it now. I mean, just going back to December 14th, 125, that's going to be realized again here in the playoffs. So absolutely 100% keep your eye on the rookie prism, Stephon Diggs, but also look at 2021 and 2022 Stephon Diggs in Bills uniform and target rarity, scarcity. And then James Cook, like I talked about, James Cook, somebody else has got to step up in this offense, guys. It is not Gabriel Davis, all right? Sell. I'll tell you guys right now, I've jumped ship. Steve's not here, so he can't defend him. I'm jumping ship on Gabriel Davis, right? 836 receiving yards this year, only 92 targets, 7 touchdowns, wide receiver, 36 finish. I'm waiting for you guys out there in the chat to start creating a riot on this one. Whenever I look at his advanced stats, his win rate versus man, no bueno, guys. 31%. That's number 72. Number 72. His total route win rate. This comes directly from reception perception. Matt Harmon, he's an expert in analyzing wide receivers in the NFL. This guy does not get separation. Gabe Davis is sporadic. He's an average wide receiver. Sometimes he shows up. He didn't even have a good contested catch rate this year. Wide receiver 85. Someone got a deal on that. Black, Justin Jefferson, silver, SEC 9.5. Nice snipe. So yes, you heard it. I'm officially changing gears, planting my flag that Gabe Davis is average. You want to sell Gabe Davis because people are thinking Gabe Davis is going to have a 4-touchdown game in the playoffs. I don't think it's going to happen. I think you're going to have that connection with Stephon Diggs like we talked about. The other two guys that I think are going to step up for the Buffalo Bills are James Cook and Dawson Knox. Dawson Knox, the tight end, 6 for 98 in a touchdown last time they played Miami. James Cook, from talking to my guy Lenny in Buffalo, like we talked about, he's been saved from the film because they believe in Buffalo that James Cook is their secret weapon. And guess what? You guys were talking about Dalvin Cook on the Vikings. Well, this is his younger brother, so there's an element of what could be the fear of missing out on a playoff team, a rookie. If he puts up a game like he did in – what was it? Okay, so I'm pulling this up now. If he puts up a game like he did in week 16 or week 13, but bigger, like these were barely scratching the surface, guys. We're talking about 105 rushing yard game, 108 rushing yard game, or total yards, and a touchdown. There could be one of these games based on this guy's route running. From the reports that I've heard from Lenny, that this guy is different. This guy has a very good route running skills, and they could open him up in the receiving game, and we could see him step up as a secondary counterpart to Stephon Diggs here in the playoffs, and that's why we really haven't seen the Bills open up his role and his usage, because they don't want other teams to be able to study the film and game plan for James Cook and how they plan to use him in the playoffs. Now, maybe I'm giving too much credit to Sean McDermott, but I like to think that Lenny's right here. And I think that this guy could absolutely generate a ton of hype, a ton of FOMO because of how young he is, right? Rookie. Older brother is been a stud. He's aging, but the guy's got some serious clout, right? So he's got that Cook name, and I think that he could generate a lot of FOMO deep in the playoffs. So let's look. Let's see what we can get into for some James Cook, because I've been wanting to get some exposure to this. That's a sick patch, man. 1 out of 5. It's too expensive, though. Too expensive unless that's just like purely like you have 75, 80% personal collection value in this. You have a ton of personal collection value. You want that patch on your wall? Sure, go for it, man. It's, $150 of that, maybe pure PC. You don't care. You don't really plan to sell it. Then go for it. Otherwise, I'm going to be looking at something like this. Flagship product right now for rookies, 2022. We've got color match. I don't care if it's sticker. The penmanship is pretty solid. I like the JC with the jersey number. Kind of did a little Jamar Chase action there, not spelled out. Solid photo. Got the rookie card logo. Got prism finish. Got thick cardstock. Mosaic is a premium flagship brand right now for Panini in football on rookies until Prism, Optic, and Select come out. Contenders too. Contenders hasn't come out yet either. So right now, Mosaic is a flagship brand. You do not have base Donruss even, which is a flagship base cardstock brand. That's going to be Super Bowl. That's going to be right before, right after Super Bowl. So, right now for the next month, you're looking at Mosaic, and Mosaic will do well long term. Like, I know a lot of you guys out there, you guys really like Mosaic. I get a lot of positive feedback on Mosaic. Like, it's a very popular collector set. So yeah, I'm absolutely loving the James Cook play right now. I would see any capacity you could get into. It's a little tricky, man. Let's see if we can dial it into auto. And let's see if we can go to auction. And let's see if we can go to what's ending soonest. If I was going to buy a college uniform, it's not bad. His college team just won the national championship game, so there's definitely some clout, some collectability there, right? Them dogs. So you got the Mosaic that ends in 1 hour and 56 minutes. Okay, so this Mosaic sticker auto is not a bad card to get at this price point because of the limited selection and availability. This is a card that I was able to sell for Jerry Jeudy when the Broncos signed Russell Wilson last offseason. I was able to sell this card for $75 for Jerry Jeudy. I think right now with this sticker auto, I think you want to go and compare it to a guy like Garrett Wilson to try and see what kind of real upside you could realize. Or you could just do 2022 Mosaic auto, just like that, right? And then come over here and say football, and then come down to sold items. There's a Chris Olave. That's another guy you could look at because Chris Olave is also Garrett Wilson's twin brother, but both have asserted themselves as alpha wide receivers in the league. Boom. Sauce Gardner, your leading candidate for Defensive Rookie of the Year right now. $56. John Mechie. Did you see the storyline about John Mechie today? Let's go, baby. Did you see the storyline about John Mechie today? He could take place with off-season practices. I'm still buying into them drafting Bryce Young too, by the way. Romeo Dobbs, 2450. Get out of here, red prism. But look at that John Mechie for 20. What else we got? Cameron Thomas. We got Trent McDuffie. Let's see. There's a Breece Hall. There's a Breece Hall for 52. Guy, incredible role. Just tore his ACL early in the season. Christian Watson for 66. Eliminated from the playoffs, but role absolutely emerged. And big story, big hype for Christian Watson second half of the season. So that should give you some upside because the Packers have this clout, right? They have the storyline for Christian Watson. They're searching for the next Devontae Adams. Could it be Christian Watson? I don't know, but that's what kind of values are getting baked into the Christian Watson cards. And there was some nice touchdown upside role emerging for Christian Watson this year towards the end of the season. So I'm looking at this card. If I could get it for under $40, yeah, it's a plus EV play, guys. That is totally a plus EV play. It's got 9 bids, but it's ending at midnight tonight. So not a bad time for snipers. Not a bad time for buyers, if I must say so myself. That Pin Pals now with the mosaic out, it's too much. I'd want to get this Pin Pals. Oh, there's a purple ink though, so it's not terrible. It's actually not bad. If you can get it around 40, now that I saw the purple ink has a print run apparently like under 100. And if you miss out on that one, look, there's another one for 35. So mosaics being ripped, breakers, people that won James Cook or the Bills in these box breaks, getting those cards, listing them up, playoffs. That role could emerge. He's not being valued like a guy that could have a 3-touchdown game with 150 total yards. XR, I get it if I can get this for under 20. It's not bad. It's not bad. I love these $20 like rookie autos that have serial numbers or are short print. Like, boom, there's another one ending tomorrow night. Dude, these are great snipe opportunities right here for James Cook. Here we go. I'll take the origins. I know some people are bothered by the double zeros on the jersey. Don't really bother me. I think what's important is it does have Bill's logo everywhere. You do have on-card autograph. You got the rookie card logo and some really cool artistry. These Origins cards have really nice artistry. They're pretty well made, except for the corners and edges. They're thick, but you have corner and edge concerns. But this one looks pretty solid, man. Pretty solid right there. Jets got excited about the Breece Hall. All right. I appreciate you guys, by the way, everybody tuning out tonight. Cheers to you guys. I appreciate that. I am Vengeance87. Make sure you guys go down and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you're not already. If you like to do anything with fantasy football cards, we're going to pop over to Underdog Fantasy real quick while we talk about this Sunday matchup, because we talked about Seattle at San Francisco, Los Angeles at Jacksonville, Miami at Buffalo, New York at Minnesota, Baltimore at Cincinnati. Lamar Jackson still not ready, guys. Still not ready, and his health is such a serious concern. Now, what I did mention earlier about Cincinnati is that they have offensive line issues. That was the big area that they needed to improve on coming into the season, and they did. They really did, guys. They signed Alex Kappa from Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They picked up Lyle Collins. Guess what? Both of those guys are out for the playoffs. Both of those guys are out. One of their best guards and one of their best other offensive linemen are out for the playoffs. Does that concern you about Joe Burrow? A little bit, but I'm still a believer that the Bengals are going to make it deep. So awesome. Well, you see, with no Steve on the live stream, Steve's traveling, I've actually not been able to, the beer is still up to like right here. So I've actually not been able to really drink that much. I've been doing so much talking, guys, just rambling on about football cards and stuff. Tom, what's good, man? Phoenix QB Vision Blue out of 35 RC. Want to capitalize. Into like 30. Buy it now. Out of 35. PSA 10. Phoenix. I love that color match. Out of 35. Get a straw. What? Oh, like get beer in like a camel pack. Get it attached to like a camel pack behind my seat, or it's like a straw. Exactly, Victor. That's what I'm saying, man. You got to be a little concerned about the offensive line issues for the Bengals right now. Oh, a helmet. Yes. Yes. Where's my mind at? Need the helmet, man. Right here. Right here. The straw. So good. Tom, I think you got to go pretty heavy on this. You're only in at like 30. one of the key things you want to think about is what would the prospective buyer get into this card for, with the feeling that they still have room for financial growth or upside in the card. So I would say 150, 149, 95, because it is a PSA 10. It is numbered out of 35. You do have color match. Excuse me. So you do have upside for that right there. Like PSA 10 has $30, $40 value baked in. Numbered out of 35 has, $30, $40 value baked in. Daniel Jones has got $20, $30 baked in, even if it is Phoenix. Plus it's rookie. So I'm thinking somewhere around 150, because you're making a 4x profit on that. You're leaving the person that buys it with the feeling that, hey, this card could go up to 250, 300. It's a PSA 10. There's a possibility of that, right? So you're leaving them with that thought it could go up. I think that'll be a sweet point for you. And you'll sell it. Like, you'll move it. You probably will move it pretty quick at that price point too. Absolute Rookie Premier Insert. They've been around a long time. Absolute Rookie Premier. I'm not a big fan of Absolute unless it's the Kaboom, to be honest with you. Let's see what we got. Absolute Rookie Premier. Auto? Okay, here's the Rookie Premier. Oh, I know what you're talking about. I'll tell you what, Jameson Williams, man, could not have finished his season a better way, honestly. You saw the sheesh moment, right? I mean, he had a monster touchdown off of that flea flicker that they did. I knew as soon as he caught this, and I know Derek was probably thinking the same exact thing. As soon as he caught it, I'm like, nope, they're not catching it. And it looked like the guy was right next to him. Jameson Williams just so fast. I mean, he's got probably milliseconds off of Tyreek Hill's speed. Also, think about this. DJ Chark is probably not going to be there next year. He is going to get paid a pretty big contract from another team. He's going to move on. He's going to be a guy to potentially get some exposure to in the free agency period. I would go ahead and look for it now. I had a question from a guy like, when are the good players that got busted out of the playoffs? When is the best time to buy those cards? I think now. Like, start watching them now. Start getting those searches dialed in, saving those searches. Start looking for those auctions. You're going to find your best deals in auction. There's going to be breakers, dealers, individual proprietors and sellers like myself and some of you guys out there doing it as a hobby, as a side gig, having fun with it, that don't necessarily want to hang on to stuff. They want to keep product moving. They want to just go ahead and put it into an auction. And you'll find those cards from time to time. And once we get closer to the Super Bowl, I think you start to get hyper focused on players in the playoffs, in the Super Bowl. So like auctions ending this weekend on guys like Jameson Williams, DJ Chark, like we just talked about, are good times to potentially get some really good deals. And you'll find your best deals on auctions. I think these rookie premieres are pretty cool. It's just a shame none of this stuff is like game worn. You know what's interesting though? Remember last week's live stream? There is game worn stuff coming out of XR, especially for veterans, like rookie product. So this year's XR has rookie patches from last year, and they actually indicate which game it's from. You got to go look up XR game worn patch cards. We did it last week, so I don't want to spend too much time on it this week, but really cool stuff. I bought into one break, Victor, and I got absolutely burned, dude. I bought into a 2020, well, yeah, it was 2020 Select. Whenever Packer cards, the Packer card, I actually like that guy. And when I first got started on YouTube, when I typed in football cards, the only guy I could find. He started up a breaking company called Barbell Breaks, and I bought into a 2020 Select Hobby Box break for $150. I paid for the Eagles thinking, oh boy, baby, I'm going to give me some Jalen Hurts. At the time, Jalen Reagor had some hype, had some clout to his name before he was a total flame out dust ball. So bought into the Eagles, got nothing. Actually, I got one card. It was a Carson Wentz on the Eagles. And it's not Barbell Breaks fault. They did fantastic. In fact, Carson Wentz wasn't even on the Eagles anymore, but they sent me the card because he was depicted in a Eagles jersey on the card. So great guys. Great service. Like I don't have a lot of loyalty to any breakers out there. I know all the breakers that are vetted and on the Card Shop Live, like they have a very, very, very tight vetting process. So I feel very comfortable with any of their breakers, especially guys like Geo's Cards and Evansville's Card Shop and stuff like that over on the Card Shop Live. I have no reservation. I probably will get in some box breaks there if the price is right. I love the singles market, baby. I love to strategically pick out not only the player, but find the market inefficiency, find where I can find the best deal, combining what I know about the sports card market, what I know is popular, what I know other people are looking to get into, because ultimately when I buy a card that I'm looking to flip, I want to make sure that other people want to buy that card too, right? It's got to be liquid. Sam Howell, man, he really made the most of his opportunity. Did he not, Ghost? He really did, man. He really did. All right. So before we go any further, we're at 1 hour and 21. Guys, I'll tell you what, man, Steve would be impressed. We gotta give it to the guy. We're gonna have Steve back next week. We'll be excited there. We pop over to underdogfantasy.com. They're our other partner. Promo code QUEST gets you 100% instant deposit bonus if you're new. Why does that matter? Because this is insane, guys. They're literally giving away $1.4 million in prizes this playoff season. Like, if your fantasy season is over, it's okay, because you can come on underdogfantasy.com and draft a team, and you don't have to set a lineup. All the focus is on the draft. You're drafting players that are going to perform the best throughout the duration of the playoffs. So you want to ultimately pick a roster that is stacked with guys from the NFC and AFC that you think are going to make it to the Super Bowl. So first place in this tournament, right? It's 6-person leagues. They're going to consolidate down, right? The wild card weekend, they'll pick the top person from every 6-person league. Then they'll consolidate them down into another 6-person league in the divisional round. Then they'll pick the top 2. And then for the championship game, they're going to consolidate down into 20-people leagues, and they're going to pick the top 1. And they whittle their way all the way down to a player pool of just like 100 people or less even for the Super Bowl. And first place gets $35,000, $5 entry. You get 100% instant deposit bonus when you sign up with promo code QUEST. You can put in as little as $10, get an instant 10, and that is 4 entries. 4 entries. See how I do that, guys? Even drinking half a beer, I could do that. That's 4 entries, and 2 of them are for free using promo code QUEST. We're going to get into one of these right now. I'm going to share with you the best strategy. I studied what Peter Overzet, shout out to him over on Peter Overzet's channel. And he does a great job of this stuff. Also, the Underdog Fantasy channel itself, they do a great job of it. What you want to pick, the ultimate strategy, is a full starting lineup for the Super Bowl. You want to stack. Stacking is super important, guys. Stacking is super important. You want to pick 4 or 5 guys from the same team, whether it's an AFC team or an NFC team that you think is going to make the Super Bowl. And then you have to plan for the first round bye, right? You can't stack all Kansas City and then not bring it back with anybody else from the AFC or the NFC. Especially, like, you can't stack Kansas City and the Eagles, because you're not going to have anybody for the first round. You're not going to have anybody to make it through the first round this wild card weekend. And then you want to bring it back with some opposing players. So we're going to get into one of these. You guys can get into one of these right now with us. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. The mitten, $5 entry, chance to win $35K. So see how we're doing this? It's a 6-person draft. You're going to draft approximately 2 quarterbacks, approximately 4 wide receivers / tight ends, and then approximately 3 or 4 running back. Let's see what we got in here. Got Derek. Derek Richard in the chat is DBO68. He's got that red and white shield. He is highly experienced. So we've also got his expertise in the chat. And they're going to go very quick. That's the other thing I love about this format. It's 30 seconds per pick. And you don't have to mess with any of your roster settings throughout the playoffs. It's automatically optimized. It's really hard to beat this format. And it's a lot of fun. So go ahead. Get drafting, guys. Get drafting, because once you draft one, you're gonna want to do more. Trust me. And it parlays perfectly with sports cards, because if you pick the guys that are going to the Super Bowl, you're not only gonna win on Underdog Fantasy, but you're also gonna win in the card market, because that's the guys' cards are gonna go up the most. The guys make it to the Super Bowl. I think Josh Allen. Patrick Mahomes should go here second from Pure Water. You can see right here. I'll maybe zoom in a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. You can see the players pick at the top. I can also throw up the draft board here in a second. But, oh, interesting. Pure Water 18 went Christian McCaffrey. Solid pick plus EV play. San Fran's got an edge to at least make the divisional playoff round. I definitely got to go Patrick Mahomes here. Patrick Mahomes, the Kansas City Chiefs, like we talked about earlier, have a huge edge to make the Super Bowl. We'll talk about his cards. They're expensive. But if you can get into a raw base Donruss rated rookie for $100, I know it sounds crazy, but literally, you're just looking for authenticity when you're talking about Patrick Mahomes. And but there's other components of the Chiefs. I looked at Mecole Hardman's status today. With his core injury, they are expecting to get him back sometime in the playoffs. That is going to put a touch squeeze, or I should say a target share squeeze, on Kadarius Toney, which a lot of people like. Ultimately, Travis Kelce is going to be their number 1 receiving target. Don't forget about Juju Smith-Schuster. He's a very consistent, dominant wide receiver for them. He could have some big games. A lot of gets spread around a lot, and that's why a lot of people come back to just Mahomes and Travis Kelce for the Chiefs. But you got some really dynamic weapons between Kadarius Toney, Juju Smith-Schuster, Mecole Hardman. They're going to get back. Isaiah Pacheco's got a lot of hype, especially after scoring 2 touchdowns. All right, so I got Mahomes. Gotta go ahead. Let's go Kelce here. Let's go Kelce. Because remember, first and foremost, we want to have the best stack for the Super Bowl. But then we've got to have a good stack, a good enough stack for the wild card round. Because you got to get through the first round. So basically what I'm saying right now is Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl. And then I'll plan accordingly. So I've got to bring it back with who they're playing in the Super Bowl in the NFC. I've also got to plan for who's going to put up a lot of points this weekend in the wild card round. And I got to do it in the next 15 seconds or I'll be an auto pick Andy. T. Higgins. Yeah. I hate to do this, but I go CeeDee Lamb. He's probably going to put up a lot of fantasy points against the Bucs Monday night. It's the one matchup we haven't talked about, the Bucs and Dallas Monday night. And I have a hard time talking about this without being biased because I want so badly to believe in my team and I want us to harness that offensive firepower that we had, those 3 bombs to Mike Evans. Like, I talk about offensive firepower. Like, yeah, of course, we got Tom Brady. Offensive line has been a little bit more healthy lately. We had 3 big bombs to Mike Evans in week 17, but the Cowboys have had a positive point differential virtually all season, and we did beat them week 1. But man, on paper, the Cowboys are slight favorites. Although I believe 100% we're going to win. It's going to be close. It's going to be close. So I'm going to go ahead and take all the points from Kansas City. Right? Let's hope that Jerick McKinnon continues his receiving touchdown run in the Super Bowl. And so Patrick Mahomes puts up 40 points. One of those touchdowns, McKinnon, plus McKinnon gets some yards on the ground maybe, and then the other points go to Kelsey. And then CeeDee Lamb's going to get action this week, and we'll bring it back. His role is grown a lot. They moved him to where beginning of the season he was on the outside of the formation a lot, and now he's about 70% in the slot, 30% outside, and he's been a lot better. I got to bring it back. I got to get a running back here that's going to perform this weekend. NFC. I go Dalvin Cook. I'm going to go Giants. I think that if you guys ask me, put me to gunpoint and said who's going to win between the Giants and the Vikings, I would go with the Giants. I'm not going to lie, man. I know Derek. I know Derek don't want to see it. Oh, Mike Ham, please, man, please bring us some of that good, positive snapper energy. I think that's a snapper. No, it looks like a trout, maybe. Looks like a trout, maybe even. Jim Logic's in the house. What's good, man? All right. So let's see where we're at. What is Derek doing as a highly experienced best ball drafter? Derek's done all the same research I have, guaranteed, plus. All right, what's he going with here? I'm on the clock, by the way, so I see he's going with the Cincinnati stack. There's Chris Godwin. I don't want to. Okay. Ooh. There's Dawson Knox. Also got Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. What if we go? Did I get my pick? I got it. You can't call me auto pick Andy because I got it in the last second, baby. Dawson Knox, the last second. He's the secondary target that could absolutely light up the scoreboard this weekend outside of Stephon Diggs. I like the Bills players in the Bills stack. I think he should be number 1 off the board, hands down, because they have a cushy matchup this week where I think Josh Allen's going to light up the scoreboard. Did you? I know you did, Tom. I know you did because you're Bills Mafia, but I need a replay on that pick. But I know you saw that flat-footed, off the back foot. I had at the beginning of my Monday video, Josh Allen throwing the ball 65 yards in the air. Diggs has an incredible ability to track that ball down. The touchdown. All right. We got more KC guys. We got to bring it back with somebody from the NFC here. But let's go. I'm going to go keep going. I got the KC stack. Let's ride it out. I mean, honestly, the optimal strategy you saw here from Derek, 4-3-3. That's four players stacked on one team, 3 players stacked on – so 4 for, let's say, my situation. 4 players stacked on Kansas City. So I got Mahomes, Kelsey, McKinnon, and Juju. Now I want to ideally go bring it back with 3 on the NFC side, which I've not done a good job at. Maybe I can get some more NFC action, but I totally whiffed on that. So we just got to hopefully we can pick a team that could get to the championship game maybe, and then KC runs the Super Bowl. It's kind of what I'm playing here. It's kind of one of the most plus EV plays you can make with how good the Kansas City offense is. But see, in this format, look how low Tyreek Hill goes. Mike Williams, all right. Miss Tyler Boyd. Kirk Cousins, Brady. My quarterback. Going, man. Gotta go. Gotta believe in the home team, baby. Not gonna get Mike. Not gonna get Chris Godwin. Gonna have to go for Rashad White. Maybe Leonard Fournette. I feel like I got sniped or bamboozled in this one. I got 4 wide receiver tight end. Yeah, I got to go Leonard Fournette or Rashad White here. Where'd Fournette? Oh, he must have been already drafted. He must have already been drafted. Let me see. I'm on the clock. Boston Scott. Really? That dude took Boston Scott over Kenneth Walker. I actually like Kenneth Walker this weekend. They got to get him going against San Fran. Give me Rashad White. It's time to get going in the playoffs. I can't get Mike Evans or... There's your boy Hayden Hurst. Bob, Mark Andrews, not a bad play. Although I don't think we're going to see Lamar Jackson this weekend, man. He's not at practice. And this is big, man, because he wants that contract. He wants that contract bad, but his health in the second half of the season has absolutely destroyed his outlook. Card value is hurting too. We could go Hayden Hurst here. It's a fine play. What else we got? Not a massive upside play, but could definitely make a deep run. Let me see. Okay. So I was able to secure 2 quarterbacks, AFC, NFC. Got Brady, who's going to be playing this weekend. That's points this weekend. So points this weekend are Brady, Rashad White, Hayden Hurst, Dawson Knox, Saquon Barkley, CeeDee Lamb. So that could get me through this first weekend, and then I've got Chiefs players to really carry me the rest of the way out. Honestly, I'm not feeling bad about that. So you kind of see what the goal is there. And then if that is not your like fun for you, which I thought that was a lot of fun, you could do that with golf. They have that for basketball, hockey. They even have it for like esports. They had it for the hot dog eating contest, or not the drafts, but they had these pick'ems where basically they had the different hot dog eaters, and you could they have it for esports. Like I don't know anything about esports, but like they're playing Call of Duty. If you think this guy from Dota, Shiro, is going to get 17 kills in games 1 and 2, 5.5 kills. I don't know anything about these guys, but they're playing Call of Duty. And I know esports, or I don't even know if it's Call of Duty. I'm just guessing it's Call of Duty or something like Call of Duty. Oh, LGD. Maybe that's something like Call of Duty. Some kind of first-person shooter, I'm sure. If you know anything about these guys, I'm sure you could bet on them. You get these props right, you string them together, you could 20x your money, guys. 20x your money, man. MMA. They got absolutely NFL on here. I don't think Geno's, I think he's cooled off a lot, man. I don't think he's going to be able to get there this weekend against San Fran. I'd rather look at the Brock Purdy side. Quandre Diggs missed some big plays last time against San Fran. I think you could look at Christian McCaffrey, his total. Like I'd go over for Christian McCaffrey in this game. Yeah, I don't even think Brock Purdy really has a throw the ball 28.5 unless Geno Smith catches fire, which is a possibility. Total possibility. I like Christian McCaffrey, though, to bust it open. Oh, Elijah Mitchell. Let's go. Elijah Mitchell over 38.5. Give me that. Give me that right there. I like that line. That's a really cushy line right there. Elijah Mitchell, 38.5 rush. That's literally one or two plays from a healthy Elijah Mitchell in the bag. In the bag. The George Kittle line, that's actually pretty appetizing too. Ooh, shootout right here, baby. Saturday night. I just don't. I have not seen Herbert taking those big shots, those big chances. Jacksonville. I think you can go higher on the Eckler receptions, though. I like that one. 5 receptions. That's not bad. I like the Eckler receptions. Keenan Allen. Ooh, field goal line for Chargers. Now, I know they typically don't kick a lot of field goals. They've kicked more this year, though, than they have in times past. Ooh, Trevor Lawrence, 0.5 interceptions. Huh? Do we do it? I think we do, man. I think we go. It's so fragile. It's so fragile. You either get it or you don't. There's no, like, getting close. Like, you either get it or you don't. I do like this 13.5 rushing yards. So that's a lot better line right there. 13.5 rushing yards for Trevor Lawrence in the playoffs. That is a very easy one. That's an easy one. Super cushy. Another, like, the rushing touchdown line for ETN. Either get it or you don't, man. Either get it or you don't. So they're very fragile. Likelihood, I like the receiving. Yeah, it's not bad. The total one's not bad either, especially when you consider how bad the Chargers' rushing defense is. So, yeah, we're gonna go higher on ETN. Or higher on ETN. That's 20x right there. We put in 10. No insurance, man. We go big or go home. Confirm. Boom. It's in. Exactly. And Elijah gets more carries. It was a blowout. He puts the hammers down. Super low. 15.5 receiving yards. Super low on Travis Etienne. So I just did the total, but I would come back and do another slip with Etienne higher on the receiving yards. I would also come back and look at some other picks. They don't have a line here for Mike Williams because of his questionable status. I think you go Keenan Allen on the receptions. You go I like the speed in which the Chargers play. I also think the Jags play pretty decent. If we're actually to look at the pass attempts from Trevor Lawrence, I think he gets pretty close to this line. You could also come in here and click these rivals. They have to do better than the other guy, but they get that they get handicaps. So you have to take those into consideration. He gets close to 35, and he could get, like, Tennessee really wants to slow down that game, and he still threw 32 times. So I think you could see a situation where he throws over 35 times in this game. And if we're going higher on the ETN receiving yards, why not go higher on the Trevor Lawrence pass attempts? And then you come over here with Christian Kirk. He's got 58.5. You either go receptions or receiving yards. Like, these are both very soft lines when you look at it. Like, all these guys, honestly, you could probably hit. Some of them are going to go over. Some are going to go lower. I think we hit the Zay Jones higher this time. And maybe Christian Kirk goes under. Maybe Christian Kirk doesn't get to 5. Like 2, 3, 6. Yeah. I say we go lower on the Kirk at 5. We go higher on Zay Jones. Then we come over here to Josh Allen. 310 total yards. I think they put the hammer down on Miami here. Do we have a line for James Cook? We got a line for James Cook, baby. Let's go. Look at that, 11.5 receiving yards. Easy smash. We're at 20x. We're at 20x. We could do some $5 slips for 100. We're in. We're in, baby. That's true. Jermichael Hasty has been What was the line on Hasty? That's actually a good call, Ghost. Good call on Jermichael Hasty. Or, yeah, he's got a very, very soft line here. Very soft line. He's got some receiving work. Wouldn't take much to get to 10.5. It's fragile, but I like it. I like it. Let's get the homer pick. Look at the lines for Cincinnati. Baltimore, 11.5, 0.5 interceptions. I think Burrow smashes that 270. He may not need to, though. That's the thing. Baltimore with no Lamar Jackson, he may not hit that 270. Yeah, I mean, look at that. 215 and 1, but he threw the ball 42 freaking times. Plays fast, throw the ball a lot. May not hit the over on them passing yards. Joe Mixon, anytime touchdown. Rushing or receiving. Come on, right? He's got to get one. He's due. He's due. He's due. I think Burrow goes. I don't know. That's tough. What do you guys think about the what's up, BCJ? What do you guys think about that Burrow line? If he goes over, likely possibility that either Chase or Higgins. He's due, Derek. He's due for another one, man. It's not very many. He's got to get back to that 5 touchdown per game type of line. Very soft line here for Hayden Hurst. I kind of like taking Burrow, Mixon. You could parlay this here with a couple guys. You can go Hurst over 31.5. We go Higgins over 64.5. We go Burrow over. We got a 10x line right there. And we can go to Baltimore. I don't even think they're going to have a line for – they got a line for Greg Joseph. Oh, that's not even – oh, they literally only have a line for J.K. Dobbins. 61.5 rushing yards. I mean, it's not a bad line. I think they got to do everything they can. So, I think he gets there. 61.5. Dobbins can get 10 yards. Well, he used to. I mean, he's getting back to 100% health. Yo, what's up, Sean? Appreciate you tuning in here at the end. We are done. You guys got my prediction for every game. You got my in-depth analysis. My Monday night. We gotta win, man. We gotta win. We got to win. Oh, big deal for Roquan. Yeah, I didn't mention that, but yeah, big deal for Roquan. That's what I'm saying. Lamar has got to get healthy, and he's got to perform here in the playoffs, man. Big Lamar on read receipts. I think a lot is contingent on his health, man. This has not been a good finish to the season for him. But guys, had a great stream with you guys tonight. Enjoyed it. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, stay tuned for some more awesome content later this week. Got some packages over here, guys. Can't wait to share a mail day with you. Had fun tonight. I'm out. We're out. Peace.